Hi, thanks for joining us on our special TV report on Gladiators track with Akon. As we all know, no country is complete without its legal system, and its effectiveness is determined by those who ensure that laws are in place, they are fair and just, and they are properly interpreted and applied to foster peace, prosperity, and continuous progress for the country and its people. Today, we have eminent personality within the Nigerian legal space who will be addressing burning issues within the legal sector, the challenges, its role in the growth of the nation, and the way forward. On a face-to-face is the principal partner of Olalekan Yusuf SAN and Co, Chief Yusuf Olalekan Fatai SAN, and on a general note is from the principal partner of PO Jimoh Lasisi and Associates, Mr. Philip Ojedele Jimoh Lasisi SAN. And also to run the special report is on the health care when it comes to the history and milestones of achievements in reproductive science and solution in Nigeria. No one comes quickly to mind than Professor Ladakwa Ashiru, OFR, Professor Osato Giwa Osage, CON. I tell you, I promise you, it's going to be very incisive. When it comes to the history and milestones achievements in productive science and solutions in Nigeria, no one comes quickly to mind than Professor Ladakwa Ashiru and Professor Osato Giwa Osage. These programs of medical excellence, who symbolize the complete body of knowledge and experience in this field, will be talking about the success, issues, advancements in fertility and productivity health in Nigeria and the achievement thus far.
The International Federation of Fertility Society is a federation of fertility practitioners of various countries coming together, and it was founded about 64 years ago, and at that time there were just about 5 countries represented: United States of America, Britain, Germany, South America, and France. So as more people got into the act of using high technology for infertility care, they formed a society in their country and they became members. But all through this period, there were no black countries represented. Nigeria were among the first black countries to be, in fact, indeed the first black country to join this society in 1992, when myself and Professor Giwa Osage attended a conference in Venezuela. Before then, with our success in vitro fertilization from 1984, we had been attending the meeting just as observers. And then in 1992, following our success, we were formally admitted as a member. And for all this period, we would just attend as members, and then eventually we got to become members of their executive council, maybe in the scientific committee or in the board. But this is the first time that we will hold that high office of the Secretary General given to a black person. And it's a recognition of the contributions that we from this country have put into this field, and also of the way that one has interacted with them for them to find it. I was humbled and overwhelmed that they deemed this fit, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Hello there. Hello everybody. We are Legrand Properties Development Company Limited. We're a real estate and construction company with over 20 years of construction experience that has bettered over 11 completed estates with world-class infrastructures, all resident in Nigeria. What stands us out is that we go the extra mile to deliver all our estates with impeccable excellence, quality delivery, and robust integrity. Please kindly listen to the testimonies of some of our homeowners.
Indeed, it's a place I'm happy to come home to for the past few years, about 10 years. In terms of security, it's top notch. It's a highly secured estate.
We have two sections of our buildings in this estate. We have the phase 1, we have the phase 2. And we came in, we saw from the scratch the foundation and everything, and I was able to convince my husband that this is where we are coming into.
This will be a good time to be looking at real estates in Nigeria, that at least you can see evidence of their track record, what they've done. When you subscribe, you have the opportunity of being able to monitor whatever it is that is going on.
They're one of our neighbors. They don't live in Nigeria, but just I cannot see them. They have not been here since they bought their property. So I speak to the people abroad. You don't need to start relying on a brother or a cousin. All you need to do is just to call the grande.
There's always power. It's a mandate that they've agreed to take on, and they always make sure as much as possible that they keep to that.
If you go from Victoria Crest down to this place, you can never get the space we have in Kuplag.
For those who are subscribing, this is what I would call something worth considering. One of the things that you find right now for Nigerians in the diaspora is the fact that there's a huge advantage when you look at the exchange rate. It favors them.
They've done well, and I think they would have gained the confidence of most potential buyers.
Anyone with female organs may see a gynecologist. Indeed, African can be proud of many in this profession, representing our continent in and outside here, as we can be proud of some of the outstanding ones from Nigeria. An outstanding pillar as a medical expert is Professor Sato Giwosagi, who studied medicine at Cambridge University in 1965. He graduated in BA Pathology in 1969, MBBCK 1972, MA 1971. He specialized on obstetrics and gynecology at King's College Hospital, London, and obtained an MSc in endocrinology from Leeds University in 1976. Osato became a member of the Royal College of Obstetrics and Gynecology in 1977. As a medical educationalist, Professor Sato Giwosagi was a lecturer at King's College Hospital, London in 1977 and became a consultant on obstetrics and gynecology at LUTH, Lagos in 1980. He became a professor of obstetrics and gynecology at the University of Lagos between 1987 and 1993. A man with successful medical track record, whose knowledge as an educator par excellence has given birth to many medical experts doing excellently in their various areas of specialization in the chairman Advanced Fertility Clinic and Omni Medical Center, Onikon, Lagos. Trustee Chairman, New Era Foundation, Townsend Foundation, for Cricket Consultant to the World Health Organization, Officer of Order of Niger, OON, December 2004, Award of Distinguished Professorship of University of Lagos 2011. He is the Vice Chairman of Care Organization Public Enlightenment, COPE, a non-governmental organization dedicated to reducing the mortality rate of breast cancer in women in Nigeria. Professor Sato, born on 24th March 1947 in Lagos, a Master of Science from Leeds University in Endocrinology, a medical professor, is indeed through thick and thin a dedicated man, an educator, a professor, and a man with wealth of knowledge in good health and women's reproductive system. His educational and professional record speaks of a man who has done so well to the medical world, and we wish him greater time alive.
The problem we are having is that even having young people who are willing to work with us, because there's no way as a firm the principal alone can do the job. You need other lawyers to work with you. The problem is a lot of the new entrants lack the dedication, but we have to encourage them. There's no other way to do. We have to encourage them because we need them. They need us, we need them. The population also has increased. There are more opportunities in terms of business. So all these business enterprises will need lawyers to guide them. There's almost very few companies that will not need legal lawyers to do one thing or the other for them. So the opportunities are large because Nigeria is a large country. Business has widened, so the opportunities are there. But the point is, are the people willing to take in lawyers? Because some, as a policy, know they have to engage lawyers. There was a policy that all local government must be made to engage lawyers in their, because they do a lot of work. But unfortunately, most of them, do they employ legal men? Because there's nothing they do there that they will not need lawyers to assist them. The NBA cannot legislate and force these government agencies to employ lawyers when even they need them. And the business, corporate bodies also, there must be an advocacy to let them know that for you to run a successful business, you need to have a legal input by employing some lawyers to assist. People say that there's no justice for the poor, because when you are now talking about justice, because the perception is created by the press. Let me tell you this. When you have politicians who are engaged and their cases are going to court, they follow those cases. They don't follow cases in the magistrate courts. You know, the majority of the masses, they take them to magistrate courts on daily basis. And the magistrates courts deal with a lot of cases on daily basis. And when you talk about the local men, maybe they have their house, tenants in their houses. By law, they cannot evict them without following due process of law. They take them to magistrate courts. Cases are done there. And they get justice. But when you are now talking about the perception that the justice is only for the rich men, because when cases are in courts, the media focus on cases by rich people. Yes, if now cases go to courts and they are properly determined, then to give confidence to people that if we are doing business here, we will get justice. But when cases are delayed, nobody will have any confidence in that system. And the reason why a lot of foreign people are complaining is that, look, it takes a long time for cases to be done, long adjournments. And I think that in this regard, the National Industrial Court is doing very well. The cases move faster there because only deal with employment cases, industrial disputes. Cases move faster in that court because it's a specialized court. But for now, we don't have specialized court for commercial cases. If we do, maybe. At this stage, I've been done for 42 years. Ordinarily, I would say, look, because of the problems we have, one will stop this, but I see it to be a disappointment to a lot of juniors who look up to some of us. And that's what keeps me going that, look, if we give up the fight, these young people, we will disappoint them. So let us educate them. Let us continue to drive and call for reforms. That's all we can do. I cannot claim to be an economic expert, but I know that they have to bring policies that will encourage people doing business. But unfortunately, most of our policy, the way of doing business in Nigeria, the government's policies about registration, a lot of too many agencies, all those ones affect the doing of business.
A successful man is really not measured by the level of wealth accumulated, but by the number of lives he has impacted positively and the people he has been able to help attain access to. That is legacy, and that is what defines Chief Olalekan Yusuf SAN. Chief Yusuf Olalekan is not a personality who craves the spotlight because it's what speaks for him. His legal intelligence, unassuming attitude, and pleasant personality place him among one of Nigeria's top legal practitioners. He is the founder and principal partner of Olalekan Yusuf SAN & Co., a foremost law firm operating from the capital of Nigeria's Center of Excellence in Ikeja, Lagos State, and a satellite office in the FCT Abuja. For the past 3 decades, he has been able to bring together a group of smart, resourceful, results-driven, and meticulous lawyers from different walks of life to deliver prompt, best-in-class legal solutions across a diverse part of the legal field. Being the ideal legal practitioner, the wealth of combined experience Chief Yusuf has brought together has been instrumental to the firm's level of success for over the years. In recognition of his stellar performance, diligence, and high level of excellence in the delivery of remarkable solutions in the Nigerian legal profession, he was conferred with the rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN, in 2013. He was the former vice chairman and the chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association Ikeja branch. Furthermore, he is a member of the General Council of the Bar and the International Bar Association, IBA, respectively. As a forward-thinking leader, Chief Yusuf is widely known as genius who eats dinner with complex legal matters. He is also recognized as a strong litigator and transaction expert across land law, secure credit transaction, and commercial practice. In spite of his decades of experience, Chief Yusuf remains driven about improving his firm since delivering and getting the best solution for his clients across a range of local and multinational companies, public and government agencies, etc., and is not stopping yet.
The answer is straight to what we used to have in the past, and that is the Law Reform Commissions. Now, when you have the Law Reform Commission, they watch what had happened in the past and also work on the present in order to take care of the future. Now, that has been brought to the background. If we do have Law Reform Commission in the papers today, 1. 2, our court system. Now, when you have judgments from the appellate courts, in most cases, it gives direction to the lower court. When I talk of the appellate court, I talk of the Supreme Court, that is the apex court. Then I refer to the Court of Appeals. That is also part of it. Once you want direction, that is where you will get direction. Thirdly, the university, the ivory tower, where every judgment that comes from the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal are subject to review, and most of the top professors will give a dissection on how the law ought to be. The ones that are in the law book, in the statutory book, is how the law is. So when you submit such to the Law Reform Commission, it's likely that that will be the basis for lawmaking and an improvement on the system. So that is in-house. Policy direction of government. government have lost interest in the justice system. No, I don't agree with you that there is no justice for the poor. It's just that our system is too volatile. Volatile in the sense that there are a lot of complications that are introduced into the judicial system. Rather than making it easy, they are already complicating the issue. Now you have rules and practice directions where you have to write letters, you have to give the other side opportunity for settlement, and if the other party does not settle, then the issues of whether it's an institution or government institution that you have to give a pre-action notice, all those ones are affecting the poor. When a poor is to redress a wrong done by the state, then you have to look for exceptions. Exception is when it is a matter of corruption, when it is a matter of misrepresentation or fraud. All these are exceptions to the pre-action notices, which some of our colleagues are not aware of. They place all in the face of the poor, and the poor is sometimes unable to follow up because of the financial implication to the poor. We are very prepared for globalization. A lot of people are being left behind. There is the international cooperation. Some of our senior colleagues who are in litigation have retired to international arbitration. Some retired justices are in international arbitration where it works. Our system, we have seen so many developments all over the world, and we are changing. A lot of law firms are now highly technically savvy. The judiciary, you must commend the judiciary. They are not leaving behind the issues of e-filing up to Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal, and then the High Court. But the volume of what they had on the ground compared with the technological development and also the meager resources that are made available to the judiciary, the lack of independence of the judiciary. In Lagos, without begging the question, when a judiciary has more than 10,000 cases to contend with in a year, it becomes burdensome and an impossibility. It's a place where you can declare a state of emergency in the judiciary. I'll give you an example. There are two most difficult issues that have not been addressed in the justice system. When a judge retires and your case is to be taken to another judge to be commenced de novo, fresh, you can have an average turnaround of about 6 months that nothing will be heard on that matter, because the court is still coping with the backlog to just have a new judge sit on your matter. That's one. Number two, when your case is to be assigned to another court, when the pre-trial court has concluded its job. In Lagos, we have a pre-trial court that looks at it, and if the matter can be resolved, they are given timeline. That is supposed to take place within 3 months. But it is virtually turned into a regular court where you can have adjournments, and then 2 years you are still on pre-trial. Well, destiny. It was God that just gave it to me that this is where you are going. I wanted to be a medical doctor. I was a science student in school. But the school I went that time, we needed to share laboratories with another school that is in another town because of inadequacy. So at a point in time, we decided towards the end of our career that it might be difficult to become what we wanted to become. That is, become a medical doctor or an engineer. So we now went into the social science. Then I became a specialist in geography. Then suddenly I returned to Lagos, and one of my uncles took me to court. Then I saw the big lawyers. I saw Chief Otimi Williams. I saw Chief J.O.K. Ajayi in a particular court. But what also interested me was the fact that these lawyers, when they come out of court, the kind of cars they enter to leave. I said, so there's something here. Then University of Lagos beckons. And that was how I got into law, and no regret up to today. At 64, grace of God, most of what we are today is not by our making, it's by God's grace. Some people came before us, some people are at our level, some people are still behind. But when you watch, you want to pick mentors, you want to watch some people who themselves, they don't know you are watching them for growth. And whether you like it or not, if you are very smart and clever, and you are helping yourself to dishonesty, certainly they know. And in the circle, they will mention it. Once your name is mentioned, please look for another person. Because they know. Your juniors know who you are. They talk about it outside. And once you are God-fearing and you are dedicated to your duties and do your duties to your client, to the court, and to yourself too, you have to also work very hard. So what will keep you going is the fact that you are able to deliver on the career and you march on and on and on. But behind it is grace.
Hey, and that's about it from us to you. I believe you enjoyed it just the way I did. Don't forget to follow us on our YouTube channel on Gladiators Track with Akon. And also, don't forget to watch next week, same time, same station. And that's about it for now. Bye, and God bless.